Welcome to Reality Press, your #1 source for exclusive royal news and breaking updates. I'm your host, and tonight we bring you the most shocking investigation yet. The truth about what really happened between Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. This is a story of betrayal, manipulation, and secrets that will change everything you thought you knew. Asterisk. For years, the world wondered what really happened behind Harry and Meghan's marriage troubles. Rumors came and went. Headlines flared and died. But through it all, Harry stayed silent, tight-lipped, controlled, and loyal to the woman he left an entire monarchy for until now. Because according to sources close to the prince, Harry has finally begun to open up about what happened behind those closed Montecito gates. And what he's sharing isn't just painful, it's devastating. Not the petty drama, not the gossip, the real story, the parts he never thought he'd be forced to reveal. The betrayals he never imagined would come from the person he believed he could trust with everything. And once you hear what Meghan allegedly did to him, how deep the manipulation ran, how personal the humiliation became, you'll understand why insiders say this breakup is no ordinary split. It's a collapse, a controlled burn, a private war fought with secrets sharp enough to wound a prince. This is the truth Harry's been carrying, and it's worse than anyone guessed. If you want to stay updated on this developing story, make sure to subscribe to Royal Daily Report and hit that like button right now. Now, let's begin with the moment everything cracked, the leak that shattered the last of Harry's silence. It started with a whisper, not a scandal about charity, family values, or royal duty. No, this one cut straight to the bone. A leak so personal, so humiliating that even experienced royal reporters hesitated when the headlines dropped. Radar Online didn't just wake up one morning knowing the exact medication Prince Harry kept in his bathroom cabinet. That kind of detail comes from inside the walls, from someone who knows the smell of your shampoo and the shape of your routine. And sources claimed that someone was Meghan Markle. The moment the world saw it, finasteride, minoxidil, the side effects, there was a pause. These weren't just hair loss treatments. These were the kinds of medications rumored to come with consequences no man wants made public, mood shifts, emotional swings, and according to insiders, performance issues that hit exactly where a man's pride lives. Harry's private medical life became the internet's punchline overnight. And it wasn't just a careless leak. The language around it was soft, almost sweet. Friends concerned, whispers of Harry changing, subtle hints that the intimacy had faded because of him. But beneath that kindness was a blade. Meghan didn't just reveal his insecurity. She framed it, packaged it, and handed it to the world like a headline waiting to explode. For Harry, it was war before he even realized the first shot had been fired. Once the leak hit the press, the pattern revealed itself quickly. This wasn't about medication. It wasn't even about hair. It was about control. The kind Meghan had always understood better than anyone else in Harry's life. This was the person who had built an entire public identity on narrative, timing, and precision. Every moment of her rise from Hollywood actress to duchess had been crafted with an uncanny instinct for public perception. So, when the marriage began to fracture, she didn't yell. She didn't confront. She redirected the spotlight. Sources say she began laying the groundwork long before Harry caught on. She never said, "I'm leaving." Instead, she suggested softly to confidants that something was wrong with him, that he was distant, different, not the man she married. Little fragments that, when stitched together, painted a picture of a wife, heartbroken by a husband who had somehow failed her. And the headlines followed exactly that script. Meghan was calm, polished, misunderstood. Harry became the one who was weak, frail, and cracking under pressure. It didn't matter what the truth was. What mattered was who told the story first. Behind closed doors, Harry wasn't just losing his marriage. He was losing the narrative of his own life. The same woman who once held his secrets close was now allegedly using them as ammunition. And each revelation reminded him that privacy in her hands wasn't intimacy. It was leverage. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Royal Daily Report for more exclusive royal investigations. Long before the leak, before the headlines, before the quiet war began, their home had already changed. What the world thought was a fairy tale escape to California had turned into a quiet battlefield. Sources close to the couple say that after their second child, everything went cold. Not dramatic, not explosive, just cold. The kind of cold that settles into a house like fog. The passion that once electrified their public appearances faded behind the gates. Date nights disappeared. Late-night laughter evaporated. The couple that once seemed inseparable now moved, like coworkers sharing an expensive office. United only by routine and responsibility, Meghan buried herself in image projects. Anything that kept her in control of how she appeared to the outside world. Harry buried himself in survival, clinging to the hope that the warmth he once felt might return. But it didn't. Insiders say he felt rejected long before any leaks hit the press. And Meghan. She felt bored. The spark that had driven their whirlwind romance was gone. And instead of trying to mend what was breaking, she allegedly began planning the exit quietly, carefully, the same way she planned everything else. Because in Meghan's world, she doesn't get left, she leaves. And Harry, unaware of the storm gathering behind him, kept trying to hold together a marriage that had already begun to crumble from within. When people look back at this breakup, they'll talk about the leaks, the rumors, the humiliation. But the truth is, the fall didn't happen in a single explosion. It happened in stages, quiet, deliberate, and years in the making. And once you map out those stages, the entire story becomes uncomfortably clear. Stage 1. The wedding. A global spectacle wrapped in hymns and diamonds. The palace held its breath. The world fell in love. And Meghan stepped into the royal spotlight with the confidence of someone who already knew where the cameras would land. Behind the fairy tale smile, sources say she was already thinking ahead. Platforms, partnerships, the long-term brand potential of becoming a duchess. Stage 2. The honeymoon. Quick, glamorous, but with a chill just beneath the surface. Meghan allegedly told friends Harry was clingy, emotionally intense, too attached. Harry believed he'd finally found someone who saw the man beyond the title. But what he didn't realize was that she saw the title just fine. Make sure you're subscribed to Royal Daily Report so you don't miss what happens next. Stage 3. After the children. This is where everything shifted. Once the second baby arrived, the house fell into an uncomfortable silence. Harry tried to hold on, but the warmth wasn't coming back. Meghan focused on curated projects and public F-facing ventures. Harry felt rejected, sidelined, and increasingly unsure where he fit into her future plans. Stage 4. The hair saga. This is when the leaks begin. Small at first, then sharper. Private details making their way into tabloids. Each one chipping away at Harry's sense of security. For him, it was a violation. For her, sources claim it was strategy. Stage 5. The videos. Not a divorce filing, not a public statement, just quiet, calculated pressure. Meghan allegedly showing clips to select friends. Harry passed out. Harry partying. Harry at his lowest. Each moment a reminder that she held the stronger hand. By the time the medication story hit the press, the collapse wasn't beginning. It was already over. If the medication leak wounded Harry publicly, the alleged video vault destroyed him privately. This is the part of the story insiders whisper about with lowered voices, because it changes the tone from marital tension to something darker, something far more strategic. According to multiple sources, Meghan didn't just keep messages or emails. She kept footage, clips recorded during their most personal moments. Some innocent, others deeply compromising. Harry passed out after nights he'd rather forget. Harry stumbling through a party. Harry possibly using substances during moments when the world assumed he was healing. Even intimate videos that were never meant for anyone's eyes but theirs. And the most chilling detail word is, she showed some of these clips to friends. Not to ask for help, not to gain support, but to prove a point. It wasn't shouting. It wasn't threats. It was a quiet flex. The kind of move that reminds someone exactly how much of their life is in your hands. A private library of a prince's worst moments. Sitting in the phone of a woman preparing her exit. For Harry, this wasn't just leverage. It was a countdown. Sources say he began living in fear of what might surface next. Every argument, every distance in the house, every cold glance, came with the knowledge that at any moment, one more clip could hit the press. And the worst part, he had no idea how many there were. Hit that subscribe button and like this video if you want to see more truth from Royal Daily Report. Only after the relationship fractures, the leaks, the video vault, the humiliation, only then does the most explosive allegation surface, and it doesn't appear at the front of the story for a reason. This was a whisper that emerged in the late game. Quietly, cautiously, the kind of rumor insiders treat like a lit match in a dry forest. Sources claimed that Meghan never carried the children herself. According to one alleged insider, a medical professional even confirmed the use of surrogates. And while the transcript provides no deeper details, the implications alone were seismic, because in Britain, lineage is not gossip. It is law. It is identity. It is history. If true and even whispered as possible, this would be a royal-level crisis. Questions the palace never wanted raised. Doubts about tradition, legitimacy, and the honesty of a woman who had built her public persona on transparency and healing. For Meghan, it was another narrative she could spin. Privacy, health, trauma, protection. But for Harry, sources say it left him rattled. A man who once vowed to give his children the childhood he lost, now wrestling with the possibility that parts of his own story had been hidden from him. It was the final rumor in a long line of fractures, one that didn't just shake their marriage. It shook the foundations of Harry's reality. This is where the entire narrative comes full circle. Because at its core, this wasn't the story of a prince betrayed or a duchess escaping. It was the story of two people living two very different truths until the gap between them became a canyon neither could cross. Imagine Harry now, a man who once walked away from the crown for love, believing he had finally found freedom. A man who traded castles for California sunshine, titles for peace, protocol for passion. And yet he stands here stripped of the very things he thought he protected. His privacy, his dignity, his marriage, his sense of self. Every secret he entrusted became a headline. Every vulnerability became a weapon. Every private moment became a rumor waiting for release. And Meghan, poised, polished, already moving forward. Her leaks, her receipts, her carefully crafted reinvention. Each one a souvenir from a story she controlled from beginning to end. Because in this version of events, she didn't fight to stay. She fought to win. And when she said, "I will at the altar," sources say she wasn't promising forever. She was promising victory. Subscribe to Royal Daily Report right now, and like this video, to support our exclusive royal coverage. The prince who ran from the throne to build a new life watched that life collapse beneath him, and the duchess who once stood beside him walked away untouched. Chin-high narrative secure. In the end, this wasn't a love story. It was a lesson in power, in control, in the unspoken truth that the person who tells the story owns the story. And Harry, he now knows that even without a crown, some people are still born into a battle they never saw coming. This has been Royal Daily Report, bringing you the truth behind the palace walls. Thank you for watching this exclusive investigation. If you enjoyed this content, please hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more breaking royal news and exclusive stories. Share this video with anyone who needs to know the truth. We'll continue following this story as it develops. Until next time, stay informed. Stay connected with Royal Daily Report.